Hi guys, Brooke Passley here. In this tutorial I'm going to focus on creating a post if you are an editor or an administrator of Decatur.com. There are about 8 steps that you have to go through before you can publish any article on the website, and as an editor or an administrator it's your responsibility to make sure each post follows the basic formatting guidelines of Decatur. So a couple of those are really simple, and I'm sure you already know how to do them, but there are a few others that I've received questions about where people maybe don't know where on the page to find those settings. So I'm going to go through each of those now, and it's really simple, and by the end of this tutorial you guys will know how to publish a post with all the formatting set. So let's get started. The first thing you'll need to do, of course, is add your title, and you do that here. The second step is adding the content, and I'll pull that in from a different document. Okay, and just make sure that your content came in as you think it should look. Now, the third thing that we need to do is we need to define the excerpt, and that's basically the small portion of text that people can view from the main page or from the archive page of the site. So what you want to do there is you just want to grab a small chunk of the beginning of the article, typically, and you'll want to end it at the end of a sentence, ideally. You don't want to, like, you don't want to select just half of a word or something like that. Pretty basic stuff. So select what it is that you would like there, and then we're going to copy this. You can do that by right-clicking and then click on copy, and then we're going to scroll down to the bottom of the page, and right here where it says excerpt, we're going to paste that in. And I want to stop right here for a second, because if you don't have this option right here, what you need to do is you need to go all the way to the top of the page, and right here where it says screen options, click that tab. And you'll get this box right here that pops up, and you want to make sure that excerpt right here is checked. If that's unchecked, that's why you're not seeing that option. So make sure that that's checked right there. Once you do that, you can hide that by clicking the tab again. So we'll scroll back down here, but right here is where you'll set that at. So once you have that set, the next thing that we'll want to do, if you go back to the top of the page, is you'll want to set your category. Now by default all the posts are going to be in the uncategorized section, so you want to uncheck that, and you'll want to put it in the appropriate category. For this one we will do lifestyle. Another thing to note is some of the posts will be featured on the main page, and they'll be part of that large slideshow that's at the top of the main page. If your post is meant to be a featured article, then what you do is all you need to do is just check the featured category as well. Featured category automatically drops it into that slideshow on the front of the website, and then whenever it's time to move that out of the featured section and put something new in, then you just come back to this post and you just uncheck that featured box right there. So once you have those categories selected, the next thing we'll do is we'll add a drop cap to the very first letter right here of your article. And here's where you do that. If you scroll right below the content box, there's a box right here that says shortcodes. And under shortcodes you'll see several tabs, and these are formatting options. These are all different formatting options that you can do to your article, but right now we're just going to focus on adding that drop cap because that is what is required of the posts that appear on Decatur. So you find that under the typography tab right here, and click that, and under select type, click the arrow there and select drop cap. Make sure that your cursor is, and I'm sorry, don't select the first letter there, but just make sure your cursor is right at the beginning of the article and hit insert. Click that, and it'll say shortcode was inserted. Now you'll see that you've got these two little snippets of code right here, drop cap in brackets and then dash drop cap in brackets. We want to take the first letter of the article, we're going to copy it, or actually we're going to cut it because we don't want it to be there. So we'll cut that first letter and then position your cursor right between those two brackets and then paste the letter in. Okay? And then if you hit preview, there it is. There's your drop cap. So that one's pretty simple. And so we just want to make sure that the important thing here to make sure is the cursor is right between those two brackets and that you remove the letter after the brackets, or else it'll have a drop cap, large O, and then it'll have the regular O again. So after we get that set, the next thing we need to do is set our featured image. And how we do that is we scroll down about halfway down the page, and then right here, set featured image. We're going to click on that. And we'll choose that file from our hard drive. Click upload. Okay, and now when the image is uploaded, if you scroll to the bottom of this window here, you'll see this option, use as featured image. Click that. When it says done, and you'll see the image pop up over here, just click the little X, make that box go away, and you've got your featured image set. Now all of these post setting options, for the most part, by default, should already be set where they need to be, and you won't have to mess with many of them. But there is one at the very bottom that we recommend you do, and that is set the background color for the post. And how you're going to do that is this little box right here that's next to the field, click that once, and you'll have this little color wheel pop up. Okay, what you'll want to do is, what I recommend is choose a color that you see in your featured image. It just makes it look a little bit nicer, has a little bit of unity to the page that way. So I've got kiwi for my featured image, so I'm going to find something a little bit, I'll go with green, like a minty green. And you can see that little box right there change when you're done. And I did that real quick here, but once you have your color set, just click the box again, or click out of that color box. It'll go away, and then your background color is set. And the last thing that we need to do is we need to set the author for the post. Unless you yourself are the author, but sometimes you're editing a post for someone else. So we'll want to make sure that the correct author is set. And typically, if the contributor has uploaded this post, it'll automatically put their name in this box. But just in case it isn't, right here is the author box. And again, if this isn't showing up on your page, you need to scroll back to the top of the window, and I'll go ahead and do that here. Click on Screen Options, and make sure that your author link here is checked. If that's checked, if that's not checked, then you need to select that, and this box will show up. Alright, so once you have your author selected, where that may be, you are good to go. This post is now officially ready to be published to the site, and we'll take a preview here so we see what it looks like. Okay, so you've got your background color, you've got your feature image set, you've got your drop cap set, and you have the author showing up over here, which I don't have a profile, but for most of the authors that you guys are going to choose, the profile image will be there in their bio. So that is it. That is how you create a post if you're an editor and administrator, and all of the formatting options that you need to select. Thank you very much.